The decibel is the most common unit used in audio production, yet many people find it hard to understand. This is because decibel can be used to express many different things. The most important point to remember is that when you use decibel, you are comparing two things and expressing the ratio between them. So when you make a statement like a jet engine at takeoff has a sound level of 140 decibels, you are comparing the sound pressure level generated by the jet engine to the threshold of human hearing, that is, the quietest sound an average human can hear. But the decibel values we use in our music production software have nothing to do with this, and that's where people get confused. Let's take a look at the VU meter and fader in the mixer section of a music production program. Don't worry about which program it is, this is the same in all of them. The VU meter measures the signal meter on that track and expresses it in decibels. If there's no signal on that track, meaning it's totally silent, this VU meter will read -infinity. As we turn up the fader, the level of the signal will increase towards 0. Remember that these are negative values. 0 is the highest level a signal can reach in a digital audio environment, and I will explain why in the lesson titled Digital Audio. A minute ago, I said that when we use decibel, we are comparing two things. So this VU meter is comparing the level of the signal to 0, the highest value possible. This highest value is also referred to as full scale, and this measurement is sometimes expressed as dBFS, short for decibel full scale. You will also see it referred to as LUFS, short for loudness unit full scale, and we will talk about that in the mastering section of this course. I said 0 is the highest value a signal can have, but you will notice that this VU meter actually goes above 0. The signal can go above 0 in theory, but in practice, anything above 0 will be clipped, resulting in, well, clipping. Clipping is a nasty form of distortion, not the type of distortion used in rock music, but a nasty one, so we avoid it at all costs. All digital VU meters give us some kind of warning, mostly by turning to red, to indicate that the signal is clipping. Now this fader here on the same channel also goes from -infinity decibels to 0 and then goes on to some positive values. But the values on this fader actually refer to something else, and here is where most people get confused again. The measurement on this fader indicates how much this fader is adding to or subtracting from the signal. So if the fader is at 0, which is its default position, it has 0 effect on signal level. If it's at -3, you're turning the signal down by 3 decibels. If it's at +3, you're turning it up by 3 decibels. So here's a summary of this lesson. In mixing, when we talk about decibels, we will either talk about how loud the signal is compared to the maximum possible level, and we will call this dBFS, decibels full scale, or we will talk about how much we are adding to or subtracting from a signal. For this, we will use the good old dB, or decibels. Oh, by the way, the B in dB is always written in capital letters because it's named in honor of Alexander Graham Bell. That's all we need to know about decibels from a mixing point of view. In the next section, we will talk about the other very important unit that we will use often, hertz.